Hey there, everyone. Hi, it's me, Professor Broman. It is nice to see you. How you doing? Today, I wanted to take some time and talk about a problem that Destiny is starting to develop. And I say starting because it's not incredibly apparent if you're a veteran player. And I'm not really sure how to define this. There's not a lot of games that can't even develop a problem like this. Warframe is a great example, and we'll be drawing on that in a little bit. But Destiny is starting to have a little bit of a bloat problem when you join as a new player. Now this is my Titan. Okay, he's done most stuff. All right. I've got a couple of bounties in here, like, this stuff I just haven't done, or things I'm not really working on. It's a relatively clean palette of things that my Titan has needed to complete and has completed. But we're going to take a look at some of my other characters while we talk about this. So if you're a brand new player in Destiny, one of the complaints that I've seen when I'm streaming or, talking to people about the game is I just got started, but I feel absolutely hammered with quests and quest items. And the fact that these quest items are sharing bounty space with bounties, it's making me hard to level and all this other stuff. This is my hunter. We've played my hunter a lot, but not a significant amount. You can see here, we have all of these quests that I can't abandon. Some of them. Now, many of them you can abandon them, but when you abandon them, they end up showing back up. The bottom line is you are getting you're getting this constant onslaught of new things that you have to do as a new player, and that can be really overwhelming. Something I never heard a new Destiny player say in the history of the game has been, I'm really confused as to what to do. I just started. It's always I hit level 20 and I'm confused what to do next. How do I get started? Or what's power? I just finished the story. What's next? Not I loaded into the game and I'm so overwhelmed with, feedback and information. And all of these storylines coming at me in the same time, and it's just all of these notifications, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what's important. So I actually have thought of a couple of solutions, surprising no one, or at least ways to handle it, because the things that people are, confused about interacting with are not things that are unimportant. It's story content, right? So we'll start here. Oh my God, he opened up Eververse. I didn't know it was an Eververse video. Oh, here it comes. Wrong. So this is the history of Destiny 2, right? Red War, Curse of Osiris, Warmind, Forsaken, Shadowkeep. And inside of every one of these experiences and every one of these content silos or whatever you want to call it, there's a whole group of quests, exotics, story content, strikes, things like that. One way that I think this problem could be simplified is siloing content in here, saying, okay, I'm a brand new player and the game loads up, and instead of slamming you with like a trillion notifications, bam, of like, hey, here's all the stuff you can do. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. You could be directed to a page similar to this. This is welcome to the Destiny universe. What part of the story would you like to experience first? Taking you here, you can pick, whatever's current. You could go back in this, and this would be like a screen that you could access at any time. Okay, well, I want to put my Curse of Osiris playthrough on pause because I'm an hour in. About halfway done. But I really want to experience the stuff in Forsaken. And then people would be able to contextualize via the story all these, different things that are happening, and allowing that play your way experience for people to like piecemeal experience content to sort of work so that new players aren't overwhelmed. New player experience is incredibly important to games. Bounce, people touching your game once and then never playing it again is really high when you have a poor new player experience. There are a lot of people in the world, and I said Warframe earlier, this is where we're going to talk about it. There are a lot of people in the world that love Warframe. It is like a top played game on Steam very often. It's loot heavy. It's a lot. It's a lot of fun, but it's also a game where you have a very, very hands-off education in the story of the universe, how to progress through the universe, how to make yourself more powerful. And they've been working on their new player experience a whole bunch, and I'm hoping that this video encourages a conversation to start working on the Destiny new player experience. But because Warframe took a long time to do that, when you hop into the game, you're like, I'm kind of done. Like I played 40 hours. I don't feel like I'm going anywhere. I'm really confused. And then, they leave. And I don't know if the consumer who's picking this up and, semi PvP FPS from the folks that made Halo and, like that's the new player. Like that's what's getting people to download it. This looks neat. Or somebody says, hey, this looks nice. But when you go from that spot, and then you're sort of thrust into this world that's like confusing and throwing quests at you, it's sort of hard to understand it. So siloing off content story-wise would be one way to take all the notifications off the map. Another way would be to take some of this stuff and isolate it. Like, I can't get rid of this key. Imagine if I was a new player and I'm really trying to level and I want more space for my bounties and I can't. Because I can't get rid of objects over here. Some objects you can get rid of, most. But you end up with items like that you're not really getting rid of. Or you have a whole list of things here, and you don't know what's important to work on first. And so you have, 40 quests and 20 spaces for bounties, and the game feels really restrictive and things like that. Another way to improve that is to just increase overall space there, which I don't know what the restrictions are. I don't claim to, but it's an option. But having a guided experience for a new player when they enter the game helps them stay and helps them feel connected to the game and the universe. It would also, brief people in on the story and, what's happened, and it gives new players something to do when the new content's not as fresh anymore. They're okay, I just finished everything with Season of the Dawn, so I'm gonna hop back into I'm gonna hop back into the Red War and figure out what was happening 2 years ago in the game. Designing some sort of reward structure behind it, like maybe that's how you unlock the exotic quests or something. That might not be an awesome idea because I know that that's also going to put some people behind, and it might increase the level of investment necessary to get like story exotics and things like that. But I think that new player experience is something that we should be talking about. This is a game that we're passionate about, that we all love to play, and new players are a huge part of making sure that any game population stays healthy and engaged. That's why there's people posting on Reddit right now about why Black Armory was their favorite period of time in Destiny, which I know blows some people's minds, but listen to me. If that was their first experience with Destiny, that's when they fell in love with the game. And we all have romantic feelings about that, whether it's we started playing on Crota's End, or we started playing during the King's Fall era, we started playing, during Rise of Iron, whenever it is. Those are the memory attachments to us becoming part of the community that makes a part of the game our favorite part of the game and things like that. So new players are loving the game in weird ways to us veteran players, but that doesn't mean it's wrong. guiding an experience for new players is going to give us a healthy player population for all of us to enjoy playing with for a long time to come. There is a lot more to talk about with new player experience, but I just sort of wanted to touch on it, give my general thoughts, and then collect your feedback. So feel free to leave your comments down below, and feedback as well. I'd love to sort of examine this a little bit more. And if you're a new player, I really want to hear from you. What we talked about today is from a group of people from my chat on Twitch that have, we've had some in-depth discussions, but I'd love to know your experiences too, YouTube. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you. And as always, if you enjoyed the video today, share it with somebody. See you later.